Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here again. It's another fantastic Monday. Let's go. Happy Fruit Monday, everyone. Happy Fruit Monday. We back again with another banger. So, back in the PNW. The sky is actually blue today, which is great. See the waters above us. And yeah, but it's very cold. Very, very cold here. Like I said, fall's here. Winter's coming. And y'all better be prepared. That, across the entire world, not just here in the PNW, but it's fall and winter time. So you must be prepared. You must get your health in check. If you haven't started yet, you must do that, because this time of year is flu and cold season. So that means your immune system is going to get tested. Your immune system, again, is going to get tested. So you must be able to be ready to compete. Better be ready to compete. Better be ready to get your immune system tested, which is good. You should get your immune system tested to see where your health is at, where your livelihood is at, where your willpower is at. And if you live in the north, it's gonna get tested quicker than you realize, because fall is here, winter's coming, and you can feel the difference. You can feel the temperature drop. You can feel how cold it is. Don't let this blue sky above us fool you with how it looks, as far as, oh, it's warm. No, it's actually very cold right now. It's very cold. Again, I have good willpower. I have good immune system. And I need to continue to get it stronger. I'm not perfect. I'm not just like anyone else, but I'm ready to get my immune system tested. I'm ready to challenge my tolerance of cold weather and flu and fever and cold-like symptoms. So I can, continue to strengthen my immune system and restore it to its proper levels, right? So when I talk about immune system, I'm just talking about your overall energy engine, right? Your energy engine, your energy, kind of where your energy and your vitality is stored, right? So when that gets depleted, that's when you can be under the weather, right? A lot of people like to say sick. I like to say under the weather, because that's what, for the most part of it, most of us do get, is under the weather. And we have cold and flu-like symptoms, unless you're dealing with some chronic disease, like, the big C word, cancer, and all the other big C words, and other chronic ailments. But for the most part, most of us are going to get our immune system tested with the cold-like symptoms, which is going to challenge you to eat better, to feel stronger, to do the right research on how to protect and heal your immune system and your health. Obviously your immune system is directly correlated with your health. It's directly affected by your health. So, hopefully you're all gonna be prepared. If you haven't taken your health seriously, it's a good time of the year to take your health very seriously, because the weather will challenge you for that. Yeah, again, if you live in the north, it's gonna come a lot faster and quicker and more intense. If you in the Midwest, or in the south, or subtropic and tropical area, well, you might feel you will definitely get a slight difference, but as far as the temperatures go, but here in the north, it goes from, I would say 70, 80 degrees to 50, 40, 30 degrees very quickly when the winter is here, just like a day like today. I'm standing in the sun, so it is kind of keeping me a little cool, getting some sun rays, absorbing that vitamin D, getting it through my skin. It's, helping me metabolize all of the energy that's coming in. But if I'm outside of the sun, if I stand under a tree or a shaded area, I'm gonna freeze. I'm gonna freeze. It's cold. It's very cold. So, anyways, so that's really what I want to talk about today, is being prepared to get your immune system challenged, to get your vitality challenged, and being uncomfortable, right? Because here in the north, when it's cold, I don't know about you, but I feel like when I step out there in the cold, I'm very uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. I have to mentally stabilize myself, mentally, prepare myself for the cold. And that being said, too, shout out to anybody that knows about Wim Hof therapy, cold therapy, and taking cold showers, cold bath. I think those are good methods of combating the cold, and being more one with the cold. So if you can take cold showers, it's a good time too, because it's going to help you tolerate the cold a lot better. I know I can take cold showers. Sometimes I do. And I think I'm going to ramp that up now, since the winter and fall is here. I recommend, if you can tolerate cold showers, if you're not a veteran to it, start off slow, take your normal shower with the water temperature, whatever you like, and then for about 15 to 30 seconds, turn it to slightly cooler than what you normally will want your water temperature to be, to challenge your body. It doesn't have to be freezing cold to the point where you're just, it's unbearable. But build that tolerance up. Do it for 15-30 seconds at the end of your shower, or even at the beginning, whatever, however you want to start it. But try to do that at some point in your shower, or your bath. I think it's easier to do it when you're taking a shower, because you can change the temperature easily, and then ramp that up. Maybe over a course of a week, instead of 15 or 30 seconds, you go 45 seconds. And then you go to a minute, and then you can go, do that a minute for a week or so, and now you're doing 2 minutes. And just continue to build that up to the point where, hey, you might even save yourself on your utility bill a little bit, because cold showers doesn't take a lot of energy to heat up the water, and it will also help your immune system actually to combat with the actual cold temperature that you might experience going outside. And that will, there's lots of research on it. I would recommend just researching cold therapy, cold taking cold showers, cold baths. Again, a big guy for that is Wim Hof. Shout out to Wim Hof. And he has a whole system called Wim Hof method. Again, if you guys interested in that, just give that a little, search online, and I'm sure you'll find all of the great information about that. But again, I'm here. It's Fruit Monday, and we are about eating more natural foods, specifically fruits, because I think for human beings, for mankind, we're designed to eat fruits, and so that's also ramping up again on eating more fruits in your diet is always going to help, because what's going to happen is you're eating electrical foods, and your system is an electrical system. I call it a bioelectrical system, right? Because it's not just like how electricity work when you plug in your phone or something to charge, or plug in your TV, your washer, dryer, whatever into a outlet. But to get our brain to function, to get our entire body to function, it does have a bioelectrical field and a bioelectrical basically system to run this body. And the more electrical input you can put in through the different foods you eat, and believe it or not, fruits are one of the most bioelectrical foods you can eat, has one of the highest electrical energy to it, right? There again, you can YouTube, you can research, and you can even do it yourself, getting a voltmeter, some sort of electrical meter, and put the terminals into a fruit, or you can test the energy or the voltage that's coming off. And voltage is just basically electricity. I'm doing a terrible job explaining that, but basically it's testing how much voltage is in a particular object, right? And we're talking about fruits specifically right now. So it'll test the amount of voltage in your fruits, right? So you can use a voltmeter to do that. There's different, again, ways you can do that. You can take a LED light and plug it in, literally kind of jab it into a particular fruit and see if it turns on. That's one of the simplest ways you can do it. You can get a voltmeter and plug in and jam the two terminals into that fruit and see if it reads any electricity. Again, it's going to be on a small scale, right? So we're not talking about high voltage going through a fruit, but to see that there is voltage dissipating from these fruit tells you that it's alive, it's an electrical source. It's going to be a source for you as you eat it, as it helps your whole system as a whole operate better and hydrate your body. You will notice that your system will be functioning a lot better compared to if you get something dead. Like, again, simple analogies, meat, right? If you plug that voltmeter into a meat, it's dead on arrival, so you're not gonna get any electrical voltage coming out of that dead carcass, that meat. That it's gonna be dead. So there's no energy coming out of there. So if you kind of conceptualize it and think about it, when you eat this dead thing, it's only gonna take energy from your alive source to keep you going. So it's going to take energy versus give you energy. So it's a simple way you can think about it. And that goes for all of the dead foods we eat, right? Chips, whether just basically anything that's not alive that you eat, right? So fruits are very alive. They're designed for us to eat, and they want us to eat them. So that's the best way you're gonna get your electrical energy from. Also, you can get it from vegetables as well, and different types of vegetables. But I think the highest level is with your fruits, right? And so I just wanted to let you guys know about that. All of the dead foods we eat compared to the alive foods we eat. My recommendation is to have a good balance of that, right? I do eat dead foods at times, but I do eat a lot of alive foods all the time. So the ratio, I would say, is if you can get to 80-20 is ideal, or even 60-40. All right, so these are percentages or ratios of the amount of alive foods, right? So 60% being alive foods, right? So your fruits, eating a lot of fruits is going to, again, help balance out all the dead foods you eat, right? And keeping a higher level of more alive foods you eat compared to dead foods you eat is going to help your health, your appearance, your vitality, your just overall thought processes as well. So you can even break it down and make it make sense that way, make it be simple that way, right? So instead of having an argument about, okay, I gotta be a fruitarian, or I gotta be a vegan, or be a pescatarian, whatever all these crazy diets that humans program themselves to think about. How about you break it down a simple way? The foods that I'm eating on a regular basis, every single day, am I eating more alive foods or less alive foods? And if you can just kind of think about it that way, and try to obviously eat more alive foods that are alive and that are willing for us to eat them and taste good, and just gives you an overall well-being when you eat them, right? When you eat a banana or an apple, you're not thinking about how that fruit was killed and tortured and all these things, when compared to when you eat steak, a chicken, a fish. These are all foods that you have to go hunt, you got to go kill, you got to go. Oh, I just had some mango. Anyways, you have to go hunt, you got to go actually kill them, to get them, to prepare them, to get them to a state that you can eat them, versus you go to someone that have some fruit trees. You go to the tree, you look at the ripest fruit you can get off that tree, and you pick it, and you could wash it, or you could just eat it right then and there, and that's it, y'all. And that's more alive, right? Obviously, depending on where you live. I have to get most of my fruit from the store, farmers market, or people that have fruit trees. But that is the understanding, is to be able to eat more alive foods, right? And alive foods, the highest level of alive foods is fruits, and then you have your vegetables, your root vegetables, your greens, and all those other vegetation type foods, and the more higher you can eat those alive food, it's directly proportionally is going to affect your health in a positive way. The more dead foods, unalive foods you eat, your beans, your beans, your grains, your cheeses, your dairy products, your meats, your carcasses, your dead carnes, and the more of those you eat in proportion to what live foods you eat. Okay, now you can do the math. You can do the math. It's windy out right now. You can do the math and tell me what you think is gonna happen to your body and to how you feel over time, right? If you do this in one day, actually even in one day, if you eat more dead food in one day compared to a live food, observe how your body feels, right? It will give you a response. So but if you do that over time, I will say you will have a better health eating more alive food compared to dead food. Now, okay, that is the message I'm trying to portray today. And do your own research, do your own understanding, make it make sense for you. I'm just here to make y'all think. I'm here to, make y'all realize fruits and alive foods, electrical driven foods is better for us. But I'm not here to tell you what diet to eat. I'm not here to tell you I'm not here to tell you that you cannot eat dead foods. I'm not here to tell you that you have to condition yourself to eat a particular diet. I'm just here to give you the information, and you take that as a intelligent being that we all are, and do what's best for you, okay? But we know it's Fruit Monday, and I'm here again, and such a nice day, nice beautiful skies above us right now, but it is cold. And y'all have a great rest of your Monday, rest of the week. And the fruit of the day that I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a fruit on me. I already ate it, to be honest. It's some mangoes. So the fruit of the day is mangoes right now. It was lunchtime, and I had to get this video out. So fruit of the day is mango. It was great mango. I ate 2 of them. I might have it in my beard. And, try that out. Try that out for your alive fruit for today. If not, try to find another alive fruit, right? Let's go. Peace.